plays games with Steve
and Angel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our ASMR channel.
Welcome back. All right, hello everyone. I'm going to read like this from now on.
Huh.
What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh?
Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
This one, Karma.
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim.
You don't want to keep it going?
However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
Now that you... Why, that's right.
Jesus.
Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
Huh? How so?
Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. This is new information we acquired added in, of course.
You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright...
Just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
Okay.
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 I
Okay.
have no idea if Marie's even going to be mad about that.
We'll find out. During the channel, the defendant saw her chance and stabbed the victim in the chest. He's the last of his chance to fight back, sir. Okay, hold on. She stabbed first. Victim used last of his strength to fight back. The two were fighting.
Pawn shot first.
It was gun, stab, gun, though. Victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. He missed. Then picked up a gun opening and took the victim's gun. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the gun and ended it. Okay, hold on. It's like a weird leap in logic.
You said it was gun, stab, gun?
I thought that's what it was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
only going to interject that just because I don't think the game is ever going to kind of like tell you that clearly, so I want to make sure that it doesn't throw you off too much.
okay.
Right now, I think what they're implying was Maya stabbed him, he fought back and drew his gun, shot at her, and then she was able to get the gun off him and shoot him. That's what they're inferring.
Okay. I'm just gonna start pressing.
Cool. Hold it!
See.
There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Head and body strength, and it seems unlikely that the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
Objection! You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling was the Kurine channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor.
Well, she knows.
I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Kurine channeling technique.
Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about. I didn't quite get it.
Never mind. Let's continue with the
Like a-
testimony.
I'm having like a shonen anime stare down right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we better get out of here.
His laugh is strength to fight back, sir. To for fighting, the victim took out his gun.
Hold it! Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day.
But a handgun?
He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder.
Very normal behavior.
Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Is he taking precautions against something?
I bought pants from the black market once.
That was that.
I mean, they were really expensive pants, but they're good ass pants.
Oh,
I guess it's funny since this game is made in Japan. It's supposed to be in Japan and originally, yeah. It's like guns are a lot harder to get
Right.
there.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta go to the black market in America to get a gun.
Yeah.
Fucking not bloody likely.
Took a
Oh, that's only a reference. Only Elvis, literally only Elvis can understand. Anyway,
Oh.
that's for you, Elvis.
Hold it! So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but that's what I'd think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
And then picks up on the opening and blah blah blah.
Hold it! Maya has never fired a gun before in her life.
You don't know that.
The victim had already taken off.
Mine, not now.
already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it by pulling the trigger.
Even me? I wonder.
Now, do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect.
His testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I could feel it.
Feeling my toes.
Head down to my toes.
The victim used the last of his strength to fight back. Alright, let me just look through the evidence once again. So there's a screen.
I think the professor might hop in. Something you might need to remember is something that was covered earlier in the trial.
Okay.
Such as.
Murder weapon. A small fruit knife. Belongs to the Fays. Bears Maya's fingerprints. Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired. And then it has both their fingerprints.
Did we learn anything about guns today?
That when you shoot at point blank, it'll leave a burn.
Okay.
And that's when it's at a certain point. But the burn, it doesn't look like there's a burn on the costume
Okay.
if it's that close. So are there burns from behind, or is it just shot even further? Okay. Victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. 2 were fighting. The victim took out his gun, took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Okay, I want to present the costume because it has a hole but no burn. So I want to do it. I'm gonna do it.
There you go! There you go!
Yeah!
There you go!
Way to go, Angel! You did a fine job. You barely even needed the professor's help. Good job.
You needed a little bit, but just enough.
I'd really appreciate if Steve wouldn't do the accent. Anyway, missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing.
Eh? What do you mean?
This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Hole.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the 2 of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn?
What's a gunpowder and why does it burn? God. This is what you testified earlier.
What's the word? Burn area.
When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Oh!
But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection! I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away.
Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking.
Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then when they were separated that he fired. How was that?
Objection! As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that.
She like hugs herself.
Well, then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful. Can't afford to make a mistake here.
Looks like 10 of them right now.
Concentrate and think.
Doesn't really make sense to me.
There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor.
Fatal?
Fury? Oh, yow! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation, ya bitch.
There has to be a snag in an explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking.
Well, she would need to get the gun, and it has both their fingerprints on it. Yeah, I'm gonna present it.
Take that! Take a look at this!
Hey, what do you think of this?
Why are you showing this to me, pal?
Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation in this piece of evidence.
Do not contradict.
Huh?
Looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal.
Being lectured by Gumshoe of all people is so embarrassing.
Come on, hurry up and get that thinking cap on.
Oh, what?
Has to be a snag in our explanation.
I'll later penalize you. Okay, so read this. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. Okay. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. Okay.
Some distance. Okay, not the manner. I want to
What
look.
could prove that she went the distance?
I could go the distance. Well, that she didn't or did?
That's what it's saying. Like Phoenix is like, oh, maybe they're onto something. Where maybe there was some distance put between them.
Where? I have no idea where they were standing during all this. Like exactly where. Like I want to assume Maya was like closer to the little paper tapestry, and then
And why do you think that?
I just think that's where she would do the ritual.
Okay.
And then
I think since this is a new session, you didn't see this image last time. Something was shown in our last session. There was a visual of the two of them facing each other.
Well, don't even
Kind
worry
of
about
in
that
the
right
fray.
now. This is something you can figure out. You can figure out
In case you didn't know where they were in the room initially.
Well, don't worry about
for
that right now.
But don't worry about this.
No.
Yeah.
stabbed in chest and shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around bullet hole. Well, he was shot at point blank. Would she be able to do that? Because then she would have to. Why would she put some distance just to go shoot him point blank?
Press hold one.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Oh, it's not here. Okay.
There must be a piece of. Okay, yeah.
So, what did they say? What are they theorizing happened? What is Von Karma saying happened?
She stabbed him, then pushed him to get some distance.
Okay.
No,
Then-
he pushed. He pushed her.
Well, no, I already contradicted that. He was saying so.
Yeah.
She changed it to. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no. Angel's right. Angel's right. Yeah.
Sorry, I almost swung the Wiimote again. She changed it to suggest that
Maya
she
pushed Turner
him.
Gray. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Angel's right.
Yeah. Which,
So, but look at your other evidence, and something about that doesn't make sense then.
yeah. Not the clipping. Guide map. I don't think this is it. Can't use that. About 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. I mean, he could reach that from that distance. So I don't think it's that. He doesn't. I don't think that's it. I mean, assuming where they were, he would be pushed up against a wall or up to that door. That's where I'm imagining he would hypothetically be if he was pushed back. Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. I think it's to me, it's just like, why would you push someone and then just run up closer to shoot them? Like you would just shoot them where you are because it's a gun. Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. Like how is she gonna finish the job if she was just gonna like try to kill him? Like, why put some distance? Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. I mean, I just think I just want to pull the autopsy report because it doesn't make sense. Murder weapon was grazed. 2 shots were fired, as both their fingerprints. To me, right now, this has the most contradictions in it. So I'm gonna press it.
Take that. Take a look at this.
Nope.
Oh. No.
Okay.
So it's not the gun, it's not the autopsy. At least I'm not getting penalized. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot.
Mm-hmm.
When she was about to strike, well, then she wouldn't be able to stab him.
Well, look at your evidence.
Must be okay. Murder weapon, a small.
So
fruit
imagine, you know, like if they're saying, "Oh, she's running at him" or something, right, or whatever. But then, what piece of evidence doesn't work then? Because they're saying that he shot at her while she was running at him, right?
knife. Yeah.
Okay. Then which piece of evidence doesn't make sense then?
Maybe this knife. Because
How does that not make sense?
Because it's a small knife. Like, you would probably have to be pretty close to do near fatal damage onto someone. Also, like,
Making assumptions.
okay. Clothes maybe wearing at the time of the murder.
Like,
Well, okay. Well, she was close enough to get blood on her. So, okay. I think that's it then.
Maya's running at you with a knife.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, he shoots at someone that's running at her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So look through everything. Everything.
Okay. And hold on. I'm thinking about it. Okay. She's like, I'm imagining this hypothetical where she is running at him. Was grazed, 2 shots fired. I mean, I already presented this and I already presented this. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife. Okay. Diagram of the channeling chamber.
Can you go to the autopsy report real quick? Just want to see if it says something.
Stabbed in chest and shot at point blank.
Okay.
Gunpowder.
I don't know.
was thrown.
There's some input I want to have here, but I don't know if it's giving away too much or if it's just
Not that. Don't. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if I need a professor's hint, I will ask.
because I think there's something you two might be forgetting.
That I'm forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
I don't know. That's why I just don't want to confuse too many people.
A diagram of the channeling chamber. Okay, she's running up at you. You have a gun and you can shoot her. But also, they're trying to prove like, oh, there's enough distance to shoot her. That's why there's no burn.
Okay.
And what would contradict that?
so look through everything.
About 8 inches off the ground, it's a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. Like, why would... Okay, if she's so far away, why would he accidentally miss and shoot so low?
Okay.
Is it this? I guess I haven't presented it yet.
Take that. This is the piece of
Oh,
evidence that
wow,
destroys your logic.
What is that? A folding screen?
I'd like to point to the. I would like to point the courts. I would like to port the port.
I would like to port the court's torsion.
Sorry, I haven't
into
said
the
anything
port.
in like 5 minutes. I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen.
Nah.
It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Where? What? Who? What? Where? When? And why?
Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
I love Spy Kids.
I know.
Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground.
Oh.
Hey, what did you think I was forgetting, Steve?
I think because you start saying Maya's charging at you, and it's like I think you might have been. I think like Angel was also envisioning like placements of them in there.
Yeah.
Because you gotta remember, like I said,
But
like,
regardless,
the
like-
order was stab, then 2 shots.
Regardless, like
But
if
also-
she's
but-
like
but the-
standing to strike, the bullet hole on the screen doesn't make sense.
But also, like what I was gonna include, but I wasn't sure if this was gonna throw up too much, is the stab to Turner Gray weakened him where he couldn't really fight back.
well, I don't
Yeah.
think that's
Like in like a fight. I'm saying.
I don't think that's what we're talking about right now. But
No,
Order, order!
I like I know.
This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. Yeah, we could have used this a long
Yeah.
fucking time ago. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. And this is probably Phoenix, actually, probably theorizing still, but it hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area.
I mean, it would be directly opposing him, right? Correct? I don't know how close or where exactly. I'm gonna estimate right
What?
here.
Take that. Somewhere around here.
I forgot bullets can curve.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The bullets can't curve.
This isn't wanted.
Yes. Shoot this motherfucker.
Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up.
Sure.
In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright.
Oh.
Of course. Whoops. It's done is done for now. Should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime.
About how many mistakes can I make?
Well, I don't want you to find out because
Yeah.
we'll have to get a game over.
Okay,
but, but
Remember what Phoenix was just saying before. Is like Maya was squatting.
Yeah.
Like that would have to imply that.
She would be
like,
closer, like diagonal?
but like if there's a bullet hole in that direction,
Maybe
what do you think
here?
that implies?
In this direction, that she was.
Because even if you say like, oh, Maya was right in front of Turner Gray,
Yeah.
why does that not make sense?
What does that prove?
Well, she couldn't be in front of Turner Gray because of what?
She couldn't be because she was.
What did we already establish with?
That she was kneeling.
Well, I'm talking about even before that, just like about the costume. Like, what
Yeah.
did we already establish about the?
About the costume?
Yep, remember the costume?
At a hole, and it like shot to her left.
What about that hole?
It's on her sleeve, and the
What-
it was like Oh, okay. So was she like right here?
No. But what about that hole?
There wasn't a burn mark.
Right, so she
Yeah.
couldn't be right next to him
Okay.
because there was no burn mark.
So was she literally right here? I guess
Take that.
she's standing here near the folding screen. Okay.
Standing here. near the folding
Wait a
screen.
second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim?
That's impossible.
But why?
You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume.
Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
She's everything.
Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen?
Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense.
Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job.
Oh.
Oof. All right. With this, the rest of this trial should be in the
Uh-oh.
blast radius of disaster.
You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me.
Ugh. All the things to inherit. Why did it have to be that smarmy smile?
Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How is it all my fault?
You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later.
Punishment?
No.
Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness.
Next witness. That's gotta be Lotta.
Oh.
Gotta be Lotta.
Gotta be Lotta.
That's her TV show.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness.
Good time as any for us to take a little recess and we'll reconvene.
We'll be continued tomorrow.
Continue wed.
Continued.
with Lotta Hart.
Oh no.
Bye, y'all.